This is Mark Pawlikowski, and welcome to the TechMates podcast, where my partner Henrik and I explore how Kiwi and Aussie founders are reshaping the future and what sets them apart. Henrik and I have been part of successful companies in Silicon Valley and Europe, and now bring that expertise to partner with entrepreneurs in Australasia. By sharing the personal stories of successful Kiwi and Aussie founders and how they got here, we hope to inspire you to dream big. This is TechMates, bringing an outsider's perspective to the stories of those daring to disrupt down under. Let's dive in.
Are people now trying to use more of these types of materials? What kind of use case are they better for? And I guess, where do you come in that whole thing?
Yep. Yeah. So leading on from there, I guess since Henry Ford worked on that car and since these kind of things have tried to start and failed for various reasons, since all of then, science and technology has caught up, and now humanity has been able to develop equipment, develop materials that is far superior to what was possible before. So basically, science has allowed us to get natural fibers to a point where they're actually very usable and can start to push the limits on what we know them as, and get them to start competing with man-made materials. The second thing is timing in the market. So and that ties into the sustainability piece, which is it's not the decision making factor for the vast majority of companies, but it is nice to have, and you do need to keep everybody happy in so if you're selling to a big company, you need to keep everybody happy. You need the sustainability and the life cycle analysis people happy, just as you need the accountants happy in order for them to purchase it. And so now that there are regulations going on around the world for, looking at CO2 of imports and looking at the actual end of life considerations of products, the sustainability is huge, but it wasn't before. So that's why it's working now. The third thing is, branding is actually quite huge. Like, consumers are becoming more educated, and so they want to know where the material comes from. They want to know where the materials that go into their products come from, and you start to see that a lot more in the fashion industry now. And the only reason it's not in other industries is because that story hasn't been available. But there's a much greater connection now between consumers and their products, especially from a branding and story perspective. And then I guess the fourth one is science has come a long way, and so now you can actually use a material for the benefits that it presents. And as long as you're very clear about what a material is good at and what it's not good at, then you can manage expectations, and you can actually get the material being used for what it is good at. So we explain it as a replacement for carbon fiber and fiberglass to make it seem like a simple concept, and that's accurate. But when we're talking to a specialist boat builder or a aerospace engineer, it's a material that you use for radio transparency, vibration damping, and non-conductivity. It's not a replacement for carbon fiber. So there's definitely instances where you should be using it, and there's instances where you shouldn't be using it.
And so the first product where you've put Kiwi Fibre in is a car, right?
Yes. So that's the one. So that is an electric rally car using Kiwi Fibre in the front bumper, the roof, the rear bumper, and some of the interior panels. And that's it's a very fast car that's driven by Hayden Paddon, so a famous New Zealand rally car driver. So it's been a great promotional thing for us. And it kind of ties in the story now, right? Like, turn plants into race cars. Finally got a race car that we're part of, and that helps then with our first markets as well, especially in snow sports. Who doesn't want a pair of skis made from race cars, And it's that whole branding and storytelling piece that is something that natural composites hasn't really had before.